There's a lot of Jews that do.
Okay, Exodus chapter 3, verse 19. God knows that Paro won't let the Jews go, so God says he will strike Egypt with much suffering. So what's going on here? Why the request for like a 3-day journey into the desert so we can worship our God when the Israelites were never going to come back? So why the request? It seems sneaky. It seems like why is God asking Moshe to try to Jew down the Pharaoh?
Can I answer that?
Yes.
Okay. It's a good question. Can I answer it?
Please.
Here's the answer. It was a 3-day journey out, and there was going to be sacrifices, let's say, once they get out there. That's what God says. Take them out there, take them out in the desert, and there's going to be they're going to have to do a sacrifice when they get out there. Okay, you paying attention?
Yes.
Okay, what's the sacrifice going to be?
I don't know.
Is it going to be a carbon? Is it going to be like an animal?
Beats me.
Is it going to be an animal?
Sure.
Where are the animals that they have for that?
I don't know.
That's a great question. They were a bunch of slaves. They didn't have any animals to shack. They go out there, right? What do you think is going to happen? So here's what happens. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
They get out there after 3 days. God says to them, I want you to go back. I want you to go back. And I want you to spend the next 210 years there.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go back and be slaves again.
Mm-hmm.
What is the sacrifice? Their freedom.
Yeah.
They're going to sacrifice the only thing that they had that was worth anything to them.
Mm-hmm.
They got out for 3 days. They got a taste of what it's like to be free. Right? 3 days is how long it takes to feel like you're done with something. Like work. They always say, take a 2-day weekend. Not a 3-day weekend, because 3 days is like you feel like you never have to go back. 3-day weekends, we go, oh, I'm getting a 3-day weekend in the next month. It's like, you know, that's like paradise. People go crazy over 3-day weekends, right? Right?
Okay.
Are you following?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not paying attention to me?
I am.
No, you're not. What am I saying?
I'm tired. They want to know in the chat room, how come the Ger of Hasidim almost never have sex?
You're not paying attention to my thing. So after 3
am.
days, God says to them, you're going to go back and you're going to give up your freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, okay, fine, we'll do it. Because he wanted to see that they were willing to sacrifice that for God.
Mm-hmm.
And when they said, yes, we're willing to do that, and they all started heading back, he said, no, you're not going back to Egypt. Now, because you passed your test and you sacrificed your freedom for me, keep going. So it wasn't like they were, from the beginning, you're like, I'm playing a sneak job on Paro. It was legitimate. 3 days and you're going to make a sacrifice.
You know, I feel like Dan Rather and Peter Jennings on 9/11. I've been anchoring Torah talks for like 5 hours.
No. You've been anchoring Torah talks for 2 hours and 20 minutes, and you were working on your Woody for the other 2.
I was conducting a journalistic interview of a prominent blogger for over 2 hours. So it's like, this is like 9/11. This is my 9/11. Except for not as many people.
All right, so you know what? Let's just call it a night.
Wait, no.
Let's call it a night.
No, I want to finish.
Let's call it a night. They're tired. I get, my thing is I get social anxiety. 3 hour.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
3 hours. I'm out the door anyways. I cannot sit anywhere for 3 hours.
Okay,
hurts
5
my back
minutes.
and my neck, by the way.
Okay, so according to the Scroll commentary on Exodus chapter 4, verses 3 to 9, Moses was punished for doubting the Israelites. You buy that?
Yeah.
Why did God try to kill Moses?
No. You know why he didn't punish for no? That's not what happened at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what happened. What does the pasuk say? What does the pasuk say?
I don't know.
What does it say? It says he fled. He brought the snake, the staff. It turned into a snake, right? Mm-hmm. And he fled. And you interpret that as he was punished for doubting the Jews, right? Mm-hmm. Rashi says it was a hint to him about telling Lashon Hora. Lashon Hora is like a snake, right? About the Jews, because he had said bad things about the Jews, and he was afraid that this was going to be his punishment for saying bad things.
Okay, final thing, and then we can go.
Okay.
What's that whole story with like the angel trying to kill Moshe because he didn't circumcise his son?
Oh, right. The story is, there's a halacha that you're not allowed to take a baby on a trip until he's been circumcised. I believe that's a halacha in Shulchan Aruch. And they took him out in the desert, and it was during the first 8 days, and he hadn't been circumcised yet, and God was like, how can you bring him out here? That's a halacha You should have waited until after the 8 days, given him the circumcision, and then left. I think that's why he was getting punished for it.
Like to kill him, like crazy story. So much in this parsha, like we've been at it for 2.5 hours.
Oh, now here's what happened. The angel came, and it came in the form of a snake or something, and it swallowed him. And then his wife, what's her name again? Zipporah? She quickly grabbed the knife and circumcised Eliezer, and the angel disappeared.
Like, it's amazing. We've been at this for 2 hours and 20 minutes, and we haven't yet completely exhausted this parsha.
Because we spent the first hour talking about sex and wine and women.
Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. Do you have any notes that you haven't spoken?
No, the only thing I wanted to mention... No, I mean, like, I have stuff here, but...
Go ahead and say anything you want.
No. Was a carryover from last week. And you said last week that you never met anybody other than me or whatever. Nobody talks about... Heretics.
Rarely. It's not as Jewish a thing as Christians. Christians are always talking about heretics. But
so I looked it up, and it's a Talmud in... there's a Gemara in Brachos. The Talmud says that if a chazan,
a cantor,
the guy who's leading
Eric Cantor,
the guy who's leading the davening, he's repeating Chazoras Shas, you know, the Shlich Tzibor, you know, he's davening and he skips V'lo Malshini, which is the one that's added. There's like the Shemon Yesler is 18, but there's 19 because we added a paragraph because we talk about the heretics. If he skips that, so we suspect he's an Apikoros. Because if someone refrains from cursing heretics, he is likely one of them. Even if the person in question is a gadol. In other words, if a Talmud Chacham walked in here and he refused to call out the heretics, we suspected he's a heretic. So the question should not be, Rabbi Rabbs spends too much time calling out heretics,
cursing out heretics.
The question is, why aren't other people doing it? And the answer, according to the Talmud, is because they are ones themselves. And if it comes out that the only people who do not call out heretics are the followers of Rav Miller, and everyone else is heretics, I am actually fine with that.
Ellen says, Rabbs, could you post on your Facebook a diagram that explains all the central texts of Judaism? For decades I hear the terms and have no idea how they are related.
Like what
or
terms?
If they are the same thing. Siddur is the prayer book.
Right.
Bible are the books from Genesis, Exodus, all the way through Malachi. Let me finish then.
No, I'm going to see it. I'll see it on the transcripts. You'll send it and
I'll Torah is, in the specific meaning, is the 5 books of Moses, but in its general meaning, it's the entire Jewish tradition of religious learning. The Tanakh is the Hebrew Bible. The Talmud is the oral tradition, which was finally written down in 200 of the Common Era. And then the Talmud specifically, of the next 300 years, a rabbinic commentary on that. The Mishnah is the oral tradition, which was finally written down and codified in year 200 of the Common Era. And then a rough outline of all the stars, the Rebbe, the Lubavitch, the Rambam, all the same. You got to be kidding me. Love you guys. Let's do lunch.
Wait. Let me just say something to Ellen here. Can I? I'll see all this in the transcript. I'll put it on my Facebook. I have good links to send to all these things. A lot of it's already written down many places on the internet right now, and I'll link you to those places where you give you like a full explanation of all this. My question to you is, are you on one of my Facebook friends? Because this is like starting to really drive me nuts. So just answer that. Is she going to answer that?
Yeah, I just need to cut and paste this. And
obviously she's not Ellen, because I don't have any friends named Ellen. Or do I? No, because they don't live out here. I know an Ellen, but she lives like in New York.
So we'll find out. Let me just send you the latest
She doesn't know
transcript. And sports fans, so she does a smiley face, so I think that means yes.
Can you please tell me who you are?
She's mysterious.
All right.
So kids, it's really important that you don't do crack, that you stay in yeshiva.